Witam was wszystkich. Today is another episode of the Combinator, and today we are going to be doing some data recovery. Yes, from tapes. And this is exciting because I've never done this before. I don't know if any of you ever used tapes before. They're linear, they're slow, they're loud, and they store a lot of data. So like those reel-to-reel combo things that you see in the movies all the time, kind of similar, except it's packed into this tiny little package here. Well, at least the ones we're going to be looking at today, because there are Colorado backups, there's all that other stuff, but this is a Iomega Ditto Max 5 gig uncompressed, 10 gigs compressed type of thing, and with foresight I'm going to tell you that I'm going to open one of these up, because yeah, the data recovery kind of already happened, but spoiler alert, it worked. Hang around to see how that worked. Okay, so this is the hardware we're going to be dealing with today, and the kit that it came with. So first thing we're going to see is that there's a manual, and the manual itself was clearly never used as a coaster. Not under my watch. It's pretty thorough. It tells you how to connect the stuff. There's a little Iomega dude in there, and just troubleshooting, basic stuff. About 50 pages of it. It's a good read if you're into this kind of stuff. And then we have the disc, which came in this. I was the first one to open it, and when I did, I found a disaster. I mean, now you can't see it, but a picture here will show you what it was about. It was terrible. It required 2000 grit sanding, wet sanding, and a lot of polishing with toothpaste before I could get anything that was remotely useful off this disc. Turns out I didn't really super need to do that, except for the drivers, because I can find it on the internet with a little bit of searching, so yeah, there was that. The internet's your friend. This is not 1990s. This is the media that this particular device takes. It is 5 gigs uncompressed and 10 gigs compressed. There were other variants, like this new old stock 3.7 gig. I'd say new old stock, but I've opened it a few times, so yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like when it was new. Same color scheme. This is original. This is by Iomega themselves. So, limited warranty, USA only. Sure, that's just as expired as the ink that used to be uniform on top of this box. Anyways, the next thing is the actual drive itself, which we'll go into more details later on. It connects with a 34-pin ribbon cable like this one, except this is a horrible example because it is the shortest cable I've ever seen in my life. How it works is you would connect this with pin 1 here, and it's got actually kind of a signaling thing for you, so you connect that there, and then this is your standard very long ribbon cable adapter, and you connect that into here like this, and then that, let's try that again, and that goes to the floppy controller, and that goes to the other floppy. Except this one doesn't work that way at all. You need an actual interface card. I'd show it to you, but it's already inside the computer. Basically, it's an ISA 16-bit card with that header on it, some logic chips, and the rest is, proprietary. Try to connect it this way. It doesn't work. Like a Colorado 250 will work that way, 350 will also work that way as well, but not this particular unit. So, having said that, let us look at what we're in for. So now let's get a computer. I'm going to go get a Micron Pentium 133 with Windows 98 on it. This I downloaded. It should work. So we'll have a look at that. We'll get a computer. Let's get that going. We are back with this beautiful Micron Pentium 133. And we are going to get to installing the drive. A free ISA slot. Good start. It has found the Ditto Max. Good. That was a cool icon though. What I want to do is launch the program to see what's on the damn tape. It works, I guess. Yeah, okay. Okay, it is scanning the drive. Ditto Max internal. That's new. That was not there before. So let's see what's on it. Oh, this looks promising. Of course, there's absolutely no space at all on this hard drive to do anything. This is just a... Ooh, hello there. Okay, looks like there was a backup done September 9th. Nope, September 22nd, 2000 at 6 p.m. So there's stuff on here. Right, so we do have some stuff on here. Check this out. 1994, 1995, 1996, and so on and so forth until 1992, in fact. So I've hit a block where I've tried a couple drives, and once I format them to the 8 gig limit, and I reboot it, the computer just freezes after post, and that's it. So I don't know what we're going to be able to do here with this tonight, but we might have to continue this later. Alright, so just to fill you guys in on what happened last time, the Micron system was unable to see another hard drive. For some reason, it completely just froze it after post. And then I was like, alright, well, we'll try out another machine. So I dug this thing out. It's an old 200 MMX with tons of issues for gaming-related things. The CD-ROM was broken. The secondary hard drive was making tons of noise. In any case, the video card needed to be replaced, RAM, everything. But for this purpose, it's good. So it also has USB on here, which I will explore in a minute. But for now, what I want to do is I've already installed the Iomega software from the CD-ROM, and put a 10 gig hard drive in its place. So what I want to do is finally, well, not that one, but oops, get back over here. Let's put this one back in there. And something else I was messing with. And yes, do the backup, or do the restore, because now I have 10 gigs formatted right there on that drive. If that works, fantastic. And I'm going to try to get it to read larger USB keys, because I know there's a way to do that. I loosely read about it in the past. And then just restore them straight to a USB key, because after this, obviously, I'm going to have to pull this out, put it in another machine, USB it. It's, you know, this is just for the sake of StarCraft. What do we have on here? Red Alert. Microsoft mouse. Awesome. And where is Iomega? Backup, right at the end. Okay, the works. Let's see if this actually works. Alright, it has picked up 7,190 items, still initializing, don't know what all that's about. Alright, hopefully this will be a one-shot recovery, and that tape can just be thrown out. It's just under a megasecond, I'd say. Yep, so there are the drawings that are being restored, and the items. Alright, well, I'm going to go take a shower. Okay, so much later. I could have taken like 8 showers. So here's the report. It looks like it did go through. Note number of items skipped due to an error 0. So 2 gigs restored, 37.5 megs a minute. Right, so this is the one with the broken band inside. Let's open it up and see if we can rewind it. Hopefully there's some sort of intro plastic. I don't know what the name for that is. The audiophile community, but old tapes used to have this clear strip of plastic that had wasn't magnetized. And let's see if this one has it. First, I'm going to open it carefully because I don't know if it's spring-loaded or what. Oh yeah, that seems pretty complicated in there. Let's try to open it this way. Okay, so, oh, that is chewed up. Oh, so it's not actually oh, it is broken. Okay. So, let's try to figure this out. So the tape goes here around this bobbin, I suppose. And then, what is this? This is the drive motor or what? Oh no, this is... So where does it reconnect to? It looks like it tore off somewhere, judging by this end piece here. And of course, touching the magnetic media is never good. But in this case, it looks like it got thoroughly shredded. So, yeah, finding the point where it ripped, get some more light. I would guess that it passes something like under this capstan or roller. This one is not a roller, it's immobile. I guess around, you know what, let's have a working tape for comparison. Okay, so yeah, around that, and I'm assuming, yeah, it'll go past that. So this just goes. I'm gonna get it past these delimit points because there's a fair bit of well, maybe not that much on this one. These are the delimitation points. 2 little holes in there. And those, I believe, are hard sectors. I think what it does is it starts to search for them, spinning it back and forth. I mean, just by listening to what noises it makes there when it's doing the backup, it probably tries to find a few of these first so it knows, hey, this is the start, this is the end. You know, don't go nuts with me. That should be enough. Okay, yes, let's put this together and pop it in the machine. Okay, we are back at our backup station. Let's put this magnificently rebuilt, professionally calibrated tape in here and see if it immediately breaks the machine or not. I can hear the tape crunching around in there. Let's run the program. It does sound like it's searching it at least, because it wasn't making these sounds last time. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what it does. I would not be surprised if it said 5080. At which point, I mean, it did that for the blank media that was new. And this has been so badly touched by my fingers, and there's also some sort of sticky chemical on it. I don't know. Maybe that's probably what caused the break to begin with. Oh shit! There's stuff on here! Okay, so it's got a selection tree here. It found some stuff. Besides on floppies. Okay, restore. That's where I want you to go. Start. Welcome back. While the backup is restoring from our neatly taped up tape, using tape from the dollar store. Packing tape from the dollar store, which is basically holding that ribbon onto the spindle, the bobbin, whatever you want to call it. So this is the actual device. This is a spare. This is the one that came from eBay. We basically bought it just for the controller card. The unit that's being used now to back up is dirtier, but it's quieter. They both work, but I wanted to see what was inside of them. So using the tried and tested method of taking some vice grips and very gently nudging them against the screw that you don't have a socket for, and then just kind of like pop, you know, and then putting in a similar socket that kind of sort of works to just loosen the rest out. That's how we got that off. So let's pop it open. You guys are going to have to deal with that winding noise. Okay, so there's that one screw holding it on. Come off like this. I'm curious what these ridges are. I think they are for sliding the tape in and out. Like that's for the longer tape, that's for the shorter tape. So the tape doesn't actually physically go up. That's just my assumption now. So seeing as how this works, I don't want to break it, but I'm going to need to pry on some things. Probably like that. I mean, I've opened up CD-ROMs before. to figure out why the loading mechanisms aren't working or the laser isn't reading. I mean, 10, 15, 20 years ago, you just throw it out and buy another one. But these days they're getting harder to find, and they're not actually all that hard to fix. Although sometimes you just can't do a damn thing. I just shot. Alright, using only the most professional of tools. There we go. So yeah, I think those grooves are what keep the tapes aligned once they're inside. Alright, further dismantle this? Will that be satisfactory? Because I don't have the screw head for this. Plus this works, and it's rare, so I don't want to break it. But I would be curious to see how it loads the tape on. Enough torque to just... Okay, alright, well, let's, you know, in for a pound and for a penny, or whatever that... I think it's the other way around. Because if you're already invested most of your stuff, what's a little bit more? Alright, let's take the control board off. Ah, stubborn screw there. That's it. Yeah, I don't have my proper tools on me. They're all at work or in my garage, and those things are kind of hard to get to now, or impossible, really. Yeah, let's take this ribbon cable out. Else is holding it here. There's another ribbon cable there. Okay. Looks like power to the logic board. There's another one back here. Gently pry up on that. Ah, ow. Okay. So, I guess the eject mechanism is powered by something or other, obviously. It's powered to the motor, which looks like a stepper motor. It would almost have to be, because if it's missing pieces of data, the control board would tell it, you know, move back, you know, 5,000 degrees, and it would do it in 15-degree increments, or however precise this thing is. This looks like the rest of it for... The bottom just has this giant spinny thing, which this one is very noisy. This is probably for the head. Yeah, the head is right there. That's the read-write head. And I'm assuming when the tape comes out, it does like a VCR kind of thing where it wraps it around. Well, maybe not actually. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Where would it go? There's no gears. There's no heads. I mean, the head's there. No, I think it just linearly moves it across. And yeah, and this guy spinning here, I'm spinning it from the bottom, is what you're hearing now, is the drive motor. And I guess that's this. Can I hear it vibrating? Yeah, it seems to me like it's this motor. I don't want to take it all apart because I already had enough adventures with the tape. So let's look at what's this? This is the eject button, I think. Oh, okay, so that, if you've ever taken apart an Iomega zip disk, it's got a similar bar that goes to the back of the control board, and that bar is clear plastic, and the LED is like at the end, so it just shoots the light. Well, actually, let's have a look at it. Where is the LED here? So this is a sensor. Okay, let's just try to find the LED first. That goes there. The LED is, it's right there, that little thing there. So that surface mount LED just shoots up into it, and then that produces light. And there's a series of switches here. That would be my guess for the push button operation. When you push this in, yeah, see it moves down and it pushes this one. I don't know what that one, the other one, is for. That's probably something to do with the tape. Oh, some dust bunnies have come to visit me. Looking at the back of the interface card, this looks like the DAC. Actually, there wouldn't be a DAC because it's digital. Or is it analog? You know, I don't know anything about this thing, so... Other than the fact that tape... I'm pretty sure it's digital, though. So that... There should be some sensors here because the media itself... Let's get one out here. Yeah, it's got some sort of optical sensor, and zip disks themselves have that. So when this goes in, it's going to be like this, yeah. That goes in here, and it is read like that other sensor there reads. I guess what it is, what kind of format, so it tells the drive, you know, yo, prep yourself for this or that. Oh, and this is the right here is these two buttons will tell you if the read head is on or off. Okay, cool. Write protection. And apparently sensor is written there as well. Not sure what that sensor senses. There's nothing, there's no windows in there. So I mean, it's a fairly simple device. I mean, the Molex connector, like within the case there, that's a new thing for me. I have not seen that before. Doesn't look overly complicated. I mean, I wish there was a production date on this thing somewhere. Oh, and there is. Merlin, 10/4/97. So 10th day of 4th, April 10th, 1997. So that would say, well, yeah. I mean, you've got hard drives with similarly integrated chips that were even. I've seen stuff like this in the early 90s. Like, it's not discrete components. Okay, well, that concludes the tour. I'm going to put this back together. Give it another test, and we'll see what the results of the backup are. Alright, so that ended well. Taped up tape, 0 errors. Just to show you that it is the same one. See how crumpled up. Yeah, that's the one. Look at all that beautiful. Ugh. Well, whatever, it worked. Shut her down. Alright, so I hope you all had fun watching that. That was the lamest thing I've ever done on this channel. Rewinding a tape, literally taping it with tape to get the tape's contents off the tape drive in a backup. It kind of was a throwback. I remember like smashing tapes in the 80s and taking the roll out and just be like, you know, it would just fly away. Like, yeah, winding that back up wasn't fun. But yeah, I mean, that was, I did not expect those results to happen. Apparently the hard sector area was, didn't have any data on it, and that's good because every single file was recovered from that. So my work isn't done, but for the intents and purposes of this video, we are good to go, so enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next one.